Hi, Maria here. Welcome to my channel. Today I want to share with you juicy mouth-watering fragrances that work really well in cooler weather as we're heading into fall and winter. These juicy fragrances are definitely going to stand out. Before I get started, if you haven't subscribed, just go ahead and hit that button. Join the Weird Wonderful family. It would be amazing to have you part of the community, and let's get into this. So the first one I want to talk about, I got it in the summer, and it is by NATO. 23.06 is the number on this, and it is called Berry Craving. Now this one has some black currant, there's lychee, red berries, and rhubarb for fruit. I definitely noticed that black currant in the opening more than I notice anything else, but as it starts to kind of develop on the skin, I get quite a lot of that rhubarb and lychee. So I get, like, some people have said that it reminds them of the red Carolina Herrera shoe. Can't remember what it's called. Reminds them of Delina. I don't think it does. Like, I get way more fruit than I do the rose. So the fruit comes out definitely more so to me than the rose. It's a little bit tart. And then what I find is the patchouli, the musk, the vanilla, that starts to kind of come out as the skin, as it warms up on the skin. And I feel like this ends up being a little bit more musky / powdery, sweet. The tartness kind of dissipates. You're left with more of a powdery vanilla skin scent with a hint of fruit. So this one starts off with a bang, and then it kind of recedes and becomes a lot more soft and just sweet and feminine. So I really enjoy wearing this one. It's great for that little bit of a tart, fruity burst in the opening, but the only thing with this one is I don't find that the longevity is amazing. So it would be about 4 hours, I would say, on the skin, but it's kind of an easy reach if you're just wanting something fruity, feminine, sweet, delicious. This one works. Now, I think I'm going to talk about all the ones that have rhubarb, because I noticed that I had 3 in here with rhubarb. So the next one is by Experimental Perfume Club, and this is actually one of my favorite fragrances. I just love this one, and it is called Solay D. The notes that I've seen on Fragrantica don't quite match what's actually in this. So I'm going to the website. What they do is they take kind of their signature fragrances and they mix them together to get their unique creations. So this one has cardamom moss. There's 2 parts cardamom moss. So it's got some ginger, there's cardamom in here. I definitely smell that cardamom. There's some cinnamon in here. There's some woodiness, a little bit of a hint of tobacco in here as well. It has a kind of a jammy rhubarb rose combination. There's 2 parts of that in this. So it's got some black currant leaves. It's got some peony in here, and definitely I get the rhubarb. And then this also has sandalwood in it. There's pink peppercorn, vetiver, a little bit of leather. So those are kind of the 3 different fragrances that are in here. So I definitely get cardamom, I get rhubarb, I get rose. This is kind of an interesting mix of almost like a spicy tea mixed with a vibrant, juicy, mouth-watering rhubarb and rose. So I absolutely love this one. It's sensual. It's very elegant smelling. It smells very sophisticated and luxe to me. I love it. I love that rhubarb. I love rhubarb rose on its own. So just that fragrance alone, it's a perfect kind of spring, summer rhubarb rose combination. Lasts a really long time on the skin. Solay D, it's going to last you all day. And at first you get that rhubarb, but it's mixed kind of with this beautiful kind of spiciness, slightly velvety feeling. It's not too sweet, it's not too tart, but you definitely notice the rhubarb. So I find this mouth-watering, and yet it's not your typical fruity fragrance. It's got juiciness to it, but then there's this sexy kind of undertone of tobacco and spice. Love this fragrance. I just think it's really unique. And yeah, it's beautiful. The last rhubarb fragrance that I want to bring up before moving on is Juice Bold by Commodity. This has rhubarb in it for sure, but it's also got strawberry and raspberry. So to me, to begin with, it smells like a raspberry, strawberry, rhubarb jam. One of my favorite combinations is honestly strawberry rhubarb. Like I love strawberry rhubarb pie. I love strawberry rhubarb jam. So that's the feeling that it gives me. Besides the fruit, this has some rose and some cyclamen in it. And in the base, you have patchouli, vetiver, and amberwood. Now, for me, vetiver comes across oftentimes like a spicy, dry wood. So it feels like spices to me in here. So it smells to me like a jammy, delicious kind of tart, sweet compote with some spices, like even some cinnamon, that kind of feel. This is definitely patchouli heavy. So as this dries down on the skin, you get a lot more of that wood, the patchouli, the amberwood, the vetiver, all coming out more. So this is beautiful for fall and winter. You have to like rhubarb and you have to like patchouli for this one. But I really enjoy this one. It's the bold version. They've got 2 other versions. Really enjoy Juice Expressive as well. This is great for fall and winter. If you want a little bit more woodiness in there, you're gonna get it with this one. And this one lasts all day. Seriously, it's a powerhouse. So this video is sponsored by Julianas Perfumes. So I wanted to share a few of their new fragrances that they've released just over the past little while. They're coming out with more and more original creations or fragrances that are a mixture of 2 kind of well-known fragrances. So I'm really enjoying that. They've come out with 4 new fragrances that are their original creations, and they've just come out this month. One is Valencia Grove. The other one is Soulful Dawn. And then I also have samples of Ruby Valley and Caramel Blossom. So I'm going to start with these 2 bottles first. So these both kind of fit in the juicy category as far as I'm concerned. So this one, it smells like the packaging. So it smells like kind of a sparkling berry. There's definitely citrus in here. It's very bright and energetic. And then Soulful Dawn, it's a little bit more laid back. It definitely has some pear in here. It smells a little bit more floral and a little bit, somehow it feels a little bit aquatic to me somehow. So it smells a little bit more relaxed, whereas this one smells a little more energizing. Now, both of these, they're not really my taste simply because they are kind of those shampoo-y type fragrances. Both of them somehow give me a shampoo-y type vibe. So I can see a lot of people really enjoying them. The shampoo clean girl vibe has never been mine. This one's more pear, more kind of soft and relaxing somehow. Whereas this is more kind of berry, a little bit more energetic, but they all have that kind of Garnier feel to me somehow. So that's those 2. The other 2 that I'll leave the picture on the screen. The one is Caramel Blossom, and I just really love that one. It has apple, red currant, pear, jasmine, orange blossom, peach, amber, caramel, and musk. I definitely get the orange blossom. I don't really notice the fruits, although at first it smells a little bit fruity and almost a little bit shampoo-y, but as it dries down, you get more of that orange blossom and the caramel. It's just kind of orange blossom and caramel, and I really love it. It's quite simple, but it smells really elegant and sophisticated, but it still gives me that sweet kick. So I really enjoy that one. And then the other one that I really like is Ruby Valley. It's got bergamot, lemon, orange, blackcurrant, rose, cerula, pineapple, lily of the valley, jasmine, vanilla, musk, and amber. Now, again, this one smells really kind of juicy, fruity. I don't feel shampoo-y with this one at all, but I get a lot of those fruits. And then as it dries down, I get a beautiful vanilla. I don't really notice the musk, but it just smells like a delicious kind of somehow whipped fruit situation. And I really enjoy it. It's energizing, uplifting, fun, flirty, that kind of fragrance. To me, all of these, you could wear them all year round, but I think spring and summer, just because they're so fruity and juicy. So those are those. And then one other one is Guiding Light, which is the inspired version of Guidance by Amouage. Now, Just quickly, Amouage guidance has blown up on the internet. It's very, very viral. It's one of those fragrances where I find it irritating a little bit that it's become so viral, because it certainly is a challenging fragrance. So for some, they smell creamy white florals. For others, with that jasmine being quite indolic, it comes across almost a little bit like BO. So depending on what your nose picks up, you're going to notice something different. Some people love guidance and they think it's the sexiest thing in the world. Other people find it to be really quite challenging and actually something that they'd never wear. This is the bottle on this. I tried guidance on about a year and some ago on the skin. I didn't mind it, but it wasn't like, wow, this is the most amazing thing I've ever smelled, like I've been hearing on social media. You've got pear and you've got hazelnut. So kind of these warm, like a fruit mixed with a warm nutty feel. There's some saffron, but the note that really stands out, the floral note, is jasmine. There's osmanthus, there's sandalwood, there's cedar, but the jasmine is what really comes out. Now this one I'm on the fence about. I can't weigh in as far as how close it is to the actual guidance. At first, when I put this on the skin, I find it a bit challenging because I notice that hazelnut more than anything, the hazelnut kind of pair with that heavy jasmine. And the jasmine at first just kind of packs a big punch. As this dries down on the skin though, it gets more and more creamy, with that hazelnut really coming out and the vanilla. So it warms up nicely on the skin, where I'm not ever noticing the pear at that point. I'm noticing hazelnut, vanilla with this bit of kind of a creamier white floral that smells actually quite classy. It definitely has a bit of an indolic vibe. So you have to be a jasmine lover, I would say, to be able to get on with this one. The jury's still out on this one, because at first I'm like, oh, jasmine's a little tricky for me at times. So that it being quite prominent at first, I'm like, but as it dries down, I like it more and more. So we'll keep working with this one, and I'll keep you updated. Longevity on this one is definitely the best out of all of them. Like, it lasts a long, long time on the skin. So those are some of their new ones. Go look on their site. Everything will be linked down below. I'm really enjoying the different creations. They've sent me a whole bunch, which I'll be talking about over the next little while. I would love to know if any of you guys have tried any of these. If you have, weigh in, let everyone know what you think. Let's keep rolling. So I have two more fragrances. First is Kash Uzu by Kash Perfumes. This is so mouthwatering and juicy. Every time I smell it, I get happy. I get lots of the peach. I don't really notice the yuzu, but I get the combination of the two fruits being really mouthwatering. But peach is definitely the prominent fruit, and it just smells like a juicy, ripe, sweet, mouth-watering peach. I just love it. But what I love about this one is as it dries down on the skin, it starts to feel a little bit like a pastry with a little bit of crispy sugar on it. So almost like a peach turnover. It makes my mouth water. I love this one. I love adding this to different fragrances. This is great all year round. Seriously, it pairs extremely well with any sort of vanilla or coconut. But you can also pair this with any sort of a white floral, like this with Energizing Parfum would be amazing. Honestly, I think this with Guiding Light by Julianas Perfumes would be amazing as well. And these ones are relatively affordable. I have a coupon code for these guys as well. They're always on again, off again. They're a small run company, but I have a 20% off coupon that may or may not still work. You can try it. But yeah, their 30 mils are, I think, 45 US. I love this one. Like, I love quite a few from Kash, but this one is amazing. And the last juicy mouthwatering fragrance that I had to share with you today is Devotion by Dolce and Gabbana. When I think juicy, I think of this one. It's so sweet with that candied lemon. There's some panna cotta in here. It's kind of creamy, and I think there's some rum in here too. So it's a little bit boozy, vanillic, but that candied lemon is what just smells so juicy and delicious. Like, I just imagine a lemon, candied lemon jelly that's on a panna cotta with some, like a boozy panna cotta. I don't know. I just think this smells so great. I love the orange blossom in here. When I wear this, I just feel happy all day and I smell freaking amazing all day. Now, just a side note, I did try Devotion Intense recently. And although it was really nice, I loved it. It was very, very similar to me, other than it didn't have lemon. It had a very prominent orange note in it. So maybe like a marmalade. I prefer this one. I haven't looked at the notes of the Intense. The Intense was very nice, but this is very special. So what I find sometimes is they'll come out with a major hit and then they'll want to try to change it, make it cool. It's a really nice fragrance. To me, it would be a matter of, do you like lemon or do you like orange better? So they're both beautiful. I have no complaints about the way that one smells, but to me, this one is just somehow a little bit more special. With that candied lemon. I know lemon kind of vanilla combos are having their moment right now. So if you're sick of that, try the Intense version because it was very nice. I don't know if I'd want to add it to my collection because this is like, this to me is better than the Intense version, but they're both very nice. Again, if you've tried them, weigh in. I'd love to know your thoughts. So that is it. Those are my mouth-watering, juicy fragrances. If you've tried any of these, please weigh in the comments. And thank you to Julianas Perfumes for sponsoring. I really enjoy working with them. They're very, very nice people. I'm enjoying the products that they're coming out with. So thank you so much. What are your most juicy, mouth-watering fragrances that you're planning on wearing for the fall and winter? Leave them in the comments. I would love to know. And other than that, have an amazing week. We'll talk to you soon.